It's the internet. You're busy. Let's do this. Welcome to the Game S Decides podcast. This is the podcast where we decide everything about the world of games so you never have to think for yourself. I'm your host, Jeff Grubb, and with me is
Mike Minotti.
In today's episode, Valve's new hardware is looking pretty cool. Japan is getting a cheaper PS5, and wait, what the fuck? Benny Safdie's in the Mario movie now? All that and plenty more. But first, Mike, how are you doing?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, listen, I know you're dealing with a little bit of us being a little sicky poo. You've been a trooper coming in for these episodes all through the week.
I'm a hero.
You're a hero. It's what I was getting at. Let me move that there and then fade there. Okay, there we go. But yeah, listen, get your shit together. We got to go save the children.
Hey, look, I got a shot in my ass today, okay? That's how much shit I'm getting together right now, so don't worry.
You're on the butt juice?
I've been juiced in my butt.
Well, if that can't save you, nothing will. So, all right, I'm glad you're pulling out all the stops. Mike, I am really starting to feel the pressure of I gotta just pick a game and really play it because I don't have a lot of time, period, right now because we're so busy doing a million other things. And I'm like, I know I'm gonna blink, and it's gonna be early December, and we're gonna be really doing our Game of the Year stuff. So,
and especially Prime 4 then, so that's what you're gonna be playing.
That is right.
December 4th. Yeah, I mean, the other day I just was like, I've already kind of allowed myself to let go of it a little bit, Jeff.
Yeah. I think you're pretty well set, all things considered.
I was like, you know what I want to play actually is Metroid Prime 2. I'm actually going to do that.
Oh, so you are doing it. Fantastic.
Yeah. I do think I'm going to need to play Dispatch. I think I'm going to have to give Dispatch a try. There's a lot of buzz around that. Yeah, everyone seems to be liking it, so I feel like I should have an opinion on that one. Otherwise, even like Final Fantasy Tactics, I wanted to get to that. It's a remaster/remake. It's not like it was gonna be probably in my top 5 necessarily. So I don't feel that bad about catching up to that one.
Yep.
Further down the line.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I did get Expedition 33 back and loaded on the Steam Deck, ready to go. So that is when I turn the Steam Deck on, that's now what's playing. And I find that will help me get through that. So gonna try to actually finish that game before it all comes to this, because I know everyone will
I will just sit there and watch you do it tomorrow night.
Yeah, okay. That's a good idea. I'll try to make some progress so I can be right there and you can witness it and sort of scold me if I
just won't
set it
let
down.
You sleep until you do.
Right, just get the whips out and stuff. And
keep poking. Dodge, parry.
I have not packed yet, so here's what we're gonna do. The episode. Let's get this done so we can get back to this, so we can be ready for this weekend. And everyone, again, just should tune in for that. Saturday, midday, noonish, 1 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Eastern, around then. We'll let you know exactly when we're going to start. It's going to be a little bit loosey-goosey, but we're going to be raising money for Extra Life. So, yeah, tune in for that. It'll
Dan
be a
has
lot of
plans to torture me.
Yeah, Dan's going to do a couple of crimes. International crimes against Mike. I'm really looking forward to that. Looking forward to see. He keeps talking about the new and improved Noobs Hole that he thinks is stream friendly in terms of keeping us involved and stuff. It's going to be while Kayla's there now helping him. So it's only going to be more torturous, I think, because those two together seems pretty scary. It's a lot.
I'll just threaten to sneeze on him if he gets too out of control.
Thank you, Mike. You could be our weapon there. All right, let's explain ourselves. Give us a good rating wherever you are listening and hit that like button on YouTube, please. It helps people find the show. If you want to ask a question, you can drop a super chat here on YouTube during the show. We'll get to all of those before the end of the program. Thanks to Carlos Ayin, who is Insane in the Rain Music on YouTube for the use of our theme songs. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever pods are caught. Thank you to the mods. Thanks to Christian for producing. And you can get more from Mike and me and support us by going to patreon.com/GameS. That gets you access to our Discord server, participation in Q&A sessions, and our game club discussions, early access to new episodes of shows like Columbros, and of course, all of our shows ad-free. Get a discount by getting a yearly sub as well. That's active, ready to go. That's patreon.com/GameS. Thank you to everybody who supports us. It means the world. It really goes a long way towards ensuring that we feel really good about continuing to do this for a very long time. Friendly reminder, You can also support us on Twitch, gets you all the same benefits. All right, let's get into it, Mike. Valve has new hardware. There's the controller. There's the compact gaming PC. There's the VR-ready headset. What do you think?
Wow, that's a lot of things.
It's three things. They did three things.
That is 3 whole things. I mean, there's a lot to think of, much to consider, Jeff. Much to consider.
Thank you.
I am overall happy to see Valve making more hardware. I think it's a good thing, even though, like personally, I find the new Steam machine. I think that's interesting. I think this is a much better implementation than that last round when Steam Machine was more of a brand for third parties. The fact that there's just this one box. You know me, I like that it looks like a GameCube a lot. I think that's really interesting. As somebody who's like not gaming on his TV much in general and really is just playing on my computer, I don't necessarily know why I would need one of these personally, but that's just kind of, again, my situation. And part of me kind of wants one anyways, because it sounds neat. It's a sickness.
Same.
But yeah. And you know, everyone has questions about the prices thing. So, you know, just kind of like trying to tune in. I hear a lot of people excited about it, and I see a lot of people skeptical that this thing's not going to be quite powerful enough and it needs to be priced appropriately. And then other people will say, well, you know, don't forget there's going to be so much optimization for this thing, just like we saw with the Steam Deck. So, you know, you kind of have to, you have to have some faith in Valve because they've done so well by the Steam Deck. But this is also the company that, you know, did the other Steam machines, which I didn't really love. You know, one of those things is more recent than the other.
Yeah, and you know, those last Steam machines were done with third-party partners, right? It wasn't quite the same thing. This is all Valve making all the hardware with all the stuff they've learned and really kind of working with their partners to do a custom GPU and stuff like that. There's a lot of efforts going in here. It's pretty cool. I mean, break it down real fast. There's a couple of models. There's just the only difference is storage, 512 gigabytes versus 2 terabytes. The CPU is going to be a semi-custom AMD Zen 4 with 6 cores and 12 terabytes. The GPU is also semi-custom. It's RDNA 3 with 28 compute units. Basically, people are saying it's about equivalent to a 4060 or a 7600 from AMD. Look, it's going to be 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck is the number they've given us. That's pretty good, especially when you pair it up with the FSR4 tech. That is AMD's equivalent to DLSS, and that's been improving a lot. It's going to improve even more because Sony and AMD are now working together on FSR to improve that. So there will be even more visual upgrade improvements as this thing ages. The one thing that's worth sticking or pointing out is 16 gigabytes of RAM total, but 8 gigabytes of that is dedicated VRAM, I believe. Or maybe that, no, I'm sorry. That's 8 gigabytes of RAM on the GPU. And then there's a separate 16 gigabytes of RAM for the system that's upgradable. That 8 gigabytes of VRAM, though, that's the thing I really wanted to talk about. People are hung up on that because we have basically decided collectively as PC gamers in the community, 8 gigabytes ain't going to cut it anymore. New GPUs come out with 8 gigabytes, and there are, even if they're super powerful and it's super fast memory, there are a handful of games and more each year that really struggle with only that amount of memory to work with. So we'll see how they're able to work with that. But, you know, that's, again, more than what they're working with on the Steam Deck for the most part. So I think that, you know, and that's shared memory over there. Either way, power is going to be a question. Price is going to be a question. I'm with you that I'm curious about it. Probably will get one no matter what. And then it might be my replacement for like the TV PC I have right now that is my media device. I have like Plex on there. It can operate as a desktop. It can do all these other things. I'll probably turn it into like an emulation box, something like that. Have all my emulation stuff on there. And then if I could play a handful of
on it,
yeah, go ahead.
Make it a GameCube. Yeah,
exactly. Sure. Make it look literally like a GameCube. So I'm excited about it. It seems pretty cool. There's also the Steam controller, which this looks like the right sort of lessons learned from that first Steam controller. That's one you never were very happy with, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, I hated that thing, and I thought I was being gaslit by all the people who said they liked it. I couldn't stand it.
I liked it.
You know me, yeah, exactly. That's what everyone says, and I feel like a crazy person. I'm like, this thing doesn't have analog sticks, and people are like, oh, these little square pads are just as good, and then I would use them, and I'd be like, no, they're not. They're
They're
definitely not as good.
They
yeah,
were circular, by the way.
and people didn't. I don't remember people saying too frequently like the pads were just as good as analog sticks, but they were. I think what people were saying
They were
often
circular.
that people liked was the gyroscope in there. They're like, I like to use this for gyroscope aiming in a bunch of different games, and I was like, oh, okay, if like that's your whole bag, if that's how you're playing all these different games, I can see it, but I do need the analog sticks. Well, this one has the analog sticks, has all the buttons that you would expect on a controller, still has the trackpads. Jan and Dan used it and said that it was surprisingly comfortable. It felt really good to use, even though it's kind of a tall controller. It's got a 35 hours of battery life. There's a little puck it comes with that is the dongle that actually connects the controller wirelessly. But you can also then dock the controller onto that puck. It'll start charging. It just seems well thought out, and then of course it works really well with the Steam machine proper. I don't know if I'm like in the market for like, I need a new controller. I'll get the Steam Deck controller. I'll probably get one of these to have them, but I don't expect I'll be using it too frequently. Because if I'm going to be playing a game that requires like touchpads with a controller, it's probably because I'm using it on my Steam Deck, and this is basically just a Steam Deck without the screen, that controller, right?
Yeah, I'm actually, I didn't like that last Steam controller, as I just angrily told you. I think this one looks pretty neat, actually.
It looks
Like,
good.
yeah, it's tall, but that's part of this because it's sort of filling in what would normally be kind of the gappy part here, which is fine. That's not necessarily going to make it less comfortable, I imagine. I'm somebody who's fine with the analog sticks in either the Xbox or PlayStation configuration. Both work for me. I know I was like dissing on the trackpads. I like having them in addition to analog sticks. I just never liked them as a replacement for it. So, this part of me, it's like, ooh, like, what is it going to be like if I try to play Anno 117?
It'll work great. I promise you it'll work great. That's the thing. I like playing Civilization 7 on, that's been optimized for a controller, but I would still use the trackpads, and it was fantastic. It works really well. But I use those trackpads for a million other things, like create quick menus in emulation stuff. So yeah, I'm really glad to still have those, especially because there's going to be the occasional time where I want to go to the desktop mode, and I could just use those trackpads to do the majority of the things I would want to do. Then there's the Steam Frame. This is their standalone VR headset that can play VR games on its own. It has its own processor, which is a mobile ARM Snapdragon Gen 8 processor, something that's in a lot of like handheld devices, some phones. That's really interesting because it's also running SteamOS. Then it also has the really good streaming, like it comes with a dedicated dongle, so you can stream VR games from your computer directly to this thing without having to take up the bandwidth on your Wi-Fi router or anything like that. So it should work really good with something like a Steam machine or any number of other PCs. I'm not super into VR gaming these days. I use the VR headset for like actually playing 2D games. So this will be good for that. And I use it for like watching movies. This thing just looks so light and comfortable though that I am curious about it. But really the big thing is they got Steam games running on basically an Android processor, an ARM processor. And that there's a lot of implications there. Like my AYN Thor that's going to show up. It was supposed to show up today. I don't know when it's going to get here now. That can now potentially run SteamOS, and there's a lot of possibilities there. So yeah, I'm excited about this. How about you for the Steam Frame?
Yeah, I know that I've not really been super into VR and complain about how it can make me sick, but I do still think it's a really cool technology. And sometimes I want to use it more. But I never enjoyed the hassle of setting it up, like of dedicating a whole room to it and putting cameras around it and plugging it 7 ways into my computer. And I know, Oculus has had solutions for these. I've never been that excited about the Oculus brand though. So part of me was like, yeah, maybe if Valve does one like this, I will be more interested and want to dig in there.
Yeah, it's definitely the kind of thing where it's like, oh, we're at a point where it's very obvious that VR is something separate happening over there. It's not distracting any developers from making the games that I've traditionally liked. So it's kind of just a cool, neat technology that I'm glad Valve still seems very interested in. Yeah, SteamOS being installed on phones here very soon is a real possibility, to the point where it's like they could even use that tech, put it into the Steam app on phones that you already have, and suddenly maybe you're running Hades 2 on your phone natively through Steam, and the Steam store is just all there ready to go. That seems to be a real possibility. And other people, other groups have tried to get PC Steam games running on phones, and there's been efforts made there. It can work to a certain degree, but Valve controlling the entire stack for the most part, at least now that's working with its own hardware. Apparently, they've been able to make huge strides in performance. It's like, okay, now can they open that up, or maybe open it up to the community to figure out, now can we get SteamOS running on everybody's device? That'll be interesting to see, and I wonder what that leads to. Either way, they didn't have anything to say about the Steam Deck 2 other than they're going to make one, and they have a good idea of what it's going to be, but it's still a little bit of a ways off because they want to see a significant step up in power. They said they didn't even want like a 50% increase in power at the same battery life. They want to see a big improvement to both, and certainly to power. But seeing all this, it's very clear that they are deeply entrenched now in hardware. Valve is fully a hardware company now, so I would expect the Steam Deck 2 to be like their biggest launch ever after doing this, right?
Yeah, and that'll still be kind of the big product. The Steam Machine looks nice. I bet it doesn't do as well as a Steam Deck, maybe even the same with the new VR headset. We're so glad that they are going into these fields, and it makes sense to wait for the Steam Deck to have that thing come out and look very impressive. Have it look significantly better than a Switch 2, and likely probably whatever Asus is even able to do at that point, right?
Yeah, and really like they can work with AMD on this current generation of Steam machines and kind of figure out what FSR4 can do, and that can really inform what's going to be capable or what's going to be possible with their next generation Steam Deck 2. And with that stuff, it's like, oh yeah, that could easily outpace the Switch 2 at that point if they have all those technologies working together. Before we move on, I don't think you guessed the price. Give me a guess for the price for the Steam machine specifically.
Yeah, I'm bad at it. It's hard for me to understand. I mean, what people are saying, it's like $800. Is that crazy? I don't know.
It's certainly not crazy. It's more likely that than like $500, I think. I'm going between $600 and $700 for the 512 gigabyte model, but that is, I think, optimistic based on the increased price of RAM right now. RAM is going up in price a lot, and it's going to go up even more next year, so we'll see. And they also aren't going to have the exact same case of the Steam Deck where it's like, we can subsidize the Steam Deck because we know someone buying the Steam Deck is buying that thing to play games. And because this thing, the Steam Machine, is just straight up a PC, it is a personal computer. It has all the features of a personal computer. If you are looking for a computer and you want something simple that will just work, there's kind of no reason not to get this thing, at least that we're aware of right now. So they could end up selling quite a few of these things to small businesses or college students, things like that, people who might not necessarily be buying games. So I think they will price this thing more as a PC than as console. They said as much. Yeah, 600 to 800 is the range, and I'm hoping it starts somewhere between 600 and 700.
Yeah, I mean, I see some people like guessing like over 1,000, and look, I know that's not outside the realm of possibility, but boy, I think I would be completely disinterested at those prices.
Yep, me too. Steam Frame, they're saying, is going to be a little bit less, or at least same or less than the Steam Index, which was their last VR headset, the one that they've been selling for years. That was, let's just say, $900. I think there was a bunch of different variable models. There was one you can get like without the controllers, and that was like, or the base stations maybe it was, and that was like $700. But the real model was $900, so I think it'll be below there somewhere. That'll be weird because the MetaQuest is like $500 these days, so that one might be hard to I don't know. We'll see how they position it.
Let's see what the pitch is there.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see here. There was that State of Play Japan presentation. I don't know. It wasn't too enthralling, but there now is a cheaper Japanese only, Japanese language PlayStation 5. That's basically like $350. Very similar to what the Switch 2 did, what Nintendo did with the Switch 2 out of the gate, where they had a cheaper Switch 2 model for Japan only. Now, the games are not region locked. The system is sort of backwards region locked. but this will enable them to sort of begin winning over the Japanese audience again. Which I read a thread, I shared it on Blue Sky last night, I think, or maybe it was this morning. Where basically a person who's very entrenched in Japanese gaming kind of explained it as Sony's regretting giving up on Japan in some ways, or loosening their focus on Japan. And now they're going to try to get it back, especially after they kind of tested the water with Astrobot. And apparently Astrobot really took off with kids in Japan. And that's the first time Sony has seen any pickup with young people in Japan. Because,
well, it's crazy. If you make a game that kids will like, then kids will like it.
Yes. Now, is that going to change their fate? Because some of the statistics the people are sharing included the fact that on a recent poll, the 3DS is played more often by Gen Z and younger in Japan than the PlayStation 5, still to this day. Apparently, it's been like that its entire lifespan. Back in 2023, the DS was played more than the PlayStation 5 by Gen Z. So young people just don't care about PlayStation in Japan. Now, Astrobot changed that a little bit, but it's like there's a big uphill battle to climb here. With all of that in mind, like clearly that their effort here, or their purpose here, is to begin winning back that audience. And the reason for that apparently is if you get that audience, they're very loyal and they'll spend a ton of money on merchandise and other tie-in products and films and television shows and all this other stuff. So they see it as worth it. And that we've seen that work for Splatoon and Pikmin and all this other stuff. Nintendo's really good at that. With all of that in mind now, when you think back to watching that state of play, do you think they did a good job making overtures and making a pitch to win those people over?
I mean, a little bit. What they really need is more big, high-profile first-party Sony games like that, and it's difficult because they don't have Japan studios anymore. It's a lot of those franchises that did appeal to that audience have languished to a point where do you see big returns if you bring them back now? Do you just try to do even more new or newish stuff like Astrobot instead? I don't know. It's a difficult ask. That's why you never want to get out of that game, because it's very hard to just jump back into it.
I could see like some of these games how they like selected them, Katamari Damacy and Pac-Man World 2 repack with Sonic the Hedgehog DLC. It's like, yeah, you're trying to be like, yeah, we have some stuff from our partners that will appeal to younger people and maybe some lapsed gamers as well. Someone in chat said it. I agree. It's all going to come down to that rumored, supposed, alleged handheld that they're working on for PS6. Like the rumor is they'll have a PS6, they might have a PS6 Lite, and they might have a PS6 handheld. And if that thing is super slick and sleek, which I expect it to be, there's a chance that they could, in a like one gasp, get a lot of people back in Japan. Because I think the Japanese audiences still like slick technology that can play cute games. So if they can get stuff ready for then, if they begin planting those seeds now, it could pay off. Now, there's a lot of things have to go right to get to that point. But if you just kind of look at this one in a vacuum, I think you're right. You need those first party games, more Astrobots to kind of make a difference there. And then you're right, stuff that would have came out of Japan Studio, and I think they're a long way in this moment away from that.
But what about instead of that, you make a Horizon MMO and a Ratchet and Clank mobile shooter?
Yeah, so those got announced. Have you had a chance to look at the Horizon stuff? Which do you know what system that game's not going to be on?
PlayStation 5? I don't know.
It's not going to be on PlayStation 5. It's on PC and mobile. That's it.
Yeah, that's stupid.
It's stupid and weird.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell this thing is. That's really freaking bizarre. And Csoft, what? Yeah, what? I don't. Yeah, but I can't even comprehend it. I can't even comprehend the reasoning behind that. The Ratchet and Clank thing, I almost kind of get. There's an initiative. It's probably not actually taking time away from like Insomniac. They're using this IP that is much more active than some of their other ones still. Like there was a Ratchet and Clank game for PS5. I don't like looking at this thing. Gosh, there's no way there's just no way this takes off. There's no way this is anything. I'm looking at it. There's just no way. It feels perhaps slightly more ambitious than Crash Team Rumble.
Right.
If that's right. And then not much more than that.
I agree. but going back to the Horizon, like, did you see the character faces? Like, it's like everything looks like Horizon except for the faces, and then the faces look like your moisturizer games, like, to, you know, for lack of a better term. And it's just like, oh, that's really weird. Something about that is real weird.
It looks very Monster Hunter like.
Yes, then the gameplay looks very Monster Hunter like, and I you know, I am not a Monster Hunter expert, but I clicked over to it during Game of Mornings this morning. Because I was like, I didn't really pay attention to the gameplay, and I watched her for 5 seconds. I'm like, some of these animations look like, and I don't know, but some of they look like exactly ripped from Monster Hunter. Not that that's a complaint against it, but yeah. What do you think, Christian?
The bow charging looks incredible, like the bow charging in Monster Hunter, and then they have the dual like blades stuff that also looks a lot like the blades in Monster Hunters. What do we know what this game is? Other than it says
I mean,
MMO?
there's literally a scene of them cooking like guacamole, and it's literally like the Monster Hunter food.
I think it's Monster
stuff.
Hunter. Yeah,
it's a million. It's exactly. I mean, look, that's not a bad direction.
No. Yeah, I think it's.
That makes sense.
Yes, I get it.
As a matter of fact, that bootleg Horizon game is a Monster Hunter, too.
Right?
So maybe there's just. I don't know.
Maybe that's why they were so mad
so
about
you don't
it.
Do it.
Yeah. You are right. There is something. The faces. It's like, oh, that doesn't look quite right for this series. I don't know. Like, look, this could be something. I don't know, right? People do like this franchise. I like this franchise fine. I'm not like super down at like you and some of our peers. I don't
hate it. It's just very much not for me. That's all.
Sure. Little strange to not have a PS5 version for your PlayStation IP.
Yep. Ranger Rumble, though. I mean, like you said, I see how this one happens. And you're right. It probably doesn't take away from anything else that we would care about. But I don't know. It part of me is like, I feel like you can get away with announcing something like this if you have something else that is traditional go along with it. But you know, that's not how the world works. It's like they aren't always ready to talk about Diablo 4 when they're ready to talk about Diablo Immortal. Like, I get it at a certain point, but we'll see. I don't know. It looks kind of cute. If it came to console, I might play it, but I don't know. I'm not gonna play it on mobile.
Maybe.
Okay. Any other news we should talk about? Let's see here. There
How
was.
How you feeling about the Mario movie stuff?
Yeah. What would you say, Christian?
Sorry, I just yelled Benny.
Okay. Benny Safdie is.
Oh.
Yes, he's going to be Bowser Jr. Let's see, and who is Brie Larson? Right, is going to be Rosalina. We watched the Mario Galaxy movie trailer. I'm hopeful. I think, Mike, that this one's going to be even better. Again, I like the first one fine, just not a movie I'll be like rewatching a bunch in my life. I got what I needed out of it when I watched it in the theater twice. This next one, I hope that they kind of are like find a way to improve a few things, kind of give it a little bit more heart, and then if there's a bunch of references, I'll be happy. And it really was weird to see Benny Safdie announced as that voice. But how about you? What are you thinking?
Yeah. Sorry. Before you continue, I invite people to watch the kind of funny reaction because Tim thought it was a joke that they were playing on them when that showed up. It was so confusing.
It was very funny because Benny Safdie pops up and Tim Geddes is looking around the corner for Greg Miller to pop out and be like, "Got you, fucker." He's like, "Did they?" Because I think they delayed it because it was like 6 a.m. for them when it aired. So I think they watched it later, and he was like convinced that Greg and Barrett played a trick on him, and I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, funny. How about you, Mike? What do you think?
I'm trying to see if I can start a poll to see if people knew who Benny Safdie was.
I don't think the average person knows who Benny Safdie is.
I can't find out how to make a poll.
I think you're completely fair to think that.
If you have a Letterboxd account, you might know who he is.
Yeah, that's it, Christian. That's exactly what it is. Yes. If you have a Letterboxd account, you almost certainly know who Benny Safdie is. Yes. And I have a Letterboxd account, and so that really got me, and I'm not surprised anyone who wouldn't know. I'm asking the poll now. There you go.
Dan's like, you're weirdo on Left Rings. Dan, do you think maybe you are in like a small niche community, perhaps?
It's it's the film Twitter and film Blue Sky and all that stuff. It's relatively large, but I guess in the grand scheme of things, it's still a niche community. So Yeah, look, I'm not arguing that you should have known who Benny Safdie was and had the same reaction as me, Mike. I was completely fine that I was the only one who felt that way.
Oh, yeah, you're fine, baby girl. It's Dan.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That movie's out April 3rd. I am, like I said, hopeful about it.
Movies are niche. The level of film fan who has seen Uncut Gems is, yes, that is unusual. That is not like a normal person.
Most people do not seem anything.
You're an enthusiast. You're a film enthusiast. That's fine. And
he's got a film degree. Yeah.
You know, like, not everybody's a film enthusiast to that degree that knows who Benny Safdie is. Benny Safdie is not a household name.
Uncut Gems
Obviously, Adam Sandler is not niche.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for the big story so far. We are going to take a break. We'll come back and we'll hit these super chats that people have been sending in right after this. All right, we're back. Mike, read those super chats.
Okay. That's just nicely. Get out here, chat. AI summary. You're blocking the first super chat. Viewers in the chat are discussing movies like Uncut Gems, making comparisons between video game characters and movie characters. All right, get out. All right. Nathan Maloney says, with the Game Awards a month away, what are your big predictions for games shown? With this being their first year on Prime Video, surely they go big. I mean, it's... Him being on Prime Video doesn't mean that other companies are going to be more likely to have games to show him or not necessarily. Kind of just depends on where people are at. We had a pretty good one last year, if I recall.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I remember feeling good about it at the end of it. I remember mostly being embarrassed that I pumped myself up into thinking Half-Life 3 would happen, which, even with all this Valve stuff happening, and me thinking that they're making Half-Life 3, I don't think it gets announced at a Game Awards. Clearly, they're just going to do that on their own time. That's the Valve way.
Yeah, you're right. Like, I want to say, Keighley did used to do those 24-hour, whatever, those stories he would write where he would embed with developers, and he did that for a lot of Valve games. So he has a very strong relationship with, like, Gabe. So maybe he could pull those strings. And the fact that the game, if it's coming, which it seems like it is, and it's not announced as part of this hardware stuff, which of course I think that makes sense, because if they announced Half-Life 3 alongside the hardware stuff, Half-Life 3 would have completely buried that stuff. It would have been talked about for sure, but most of the conversation would have been around Half-Life 3. There's a chance that shows up at the Game Awards, but I'm really hoping, because Mike, fine, you're going to win the fantasy critic. So I'm kind of like,
Dispatch. Oh yeah, I don't even remember why I picked that up. Somebody talked about that. I was like, that looks good. I picked that thing up, like,
call.
$7.
Crazy pick, Mike. Woo! Absolutely insane. So yeah, you deserve the win. So I'm like looking now to like see what's going to happen. I think I do have second place pretty much unlocked. Sean could catch up, but I'm interested to see if Dan and Bacalar swap places. Bacalar has counterpicked Half-Life 3, and I want to see Half-Life 3 like shadow drop and come out and just completely ruin him, because Dan counterpicked Metroid. He should lose. He should go like do very poorly out of all of us. But Bacalar could still actually get below him if that happens. So I want to see.
You want to hear a sad story of a fantasy critic?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to win my fantasy critic because I picked up Arc Raiders. Little did I know the Eurogamer will come around and choose straight.
Well, you shouldn't have picked such AI slop, Christian. It's all your fault.
And the worst part is like I had to defend the review because people being mean, and I think it's a really good review.
Yeah, it's a good review. Yeah,
it hurts.
I'm glad we had that conversation for sure.
Yeah,
cool.
Things can be shown though. I think we might see Kingdom Hearts 4 again. Finally, maybe.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I don't think we see Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 3, but Kingdom Hearts 4 might be time to reemerge.
I think we will see a new Ridge Racer and Mega Man game.
You think, really?
I think there's a chance we'll see a new Mega Man. Yeah, I think that's actually in the cards a little bit.
Oh, okay. Now we're on that track. You think this is where we finally see what they're doing with Castlevania at Konami, please?
I really hope so. No. Remember Konami and Keighley? They're still fighting because they were mean to his friend.
Because he's bestie. They're mean to his friend.
Yeah,
no, that's stupid. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that'll have to happen separately.
Kojima's still going to show up and like talk about nothing, huh? Or like port of Death Stranding 2.
He'll talk about the Death Stranding anime that just got announced. So yeah, he'll probably have like some like cast of characters to show off. You know what? That's right. I guarantee he walks on the stage with the cast of who's going to be on that show. 100%.
You don't think it's going to be some kind of celebrity, do you?
No. It'll be some voice actor, that he has deep respect for. No one famous.
Benny Safdie.
I fucking hope so.
It could be actually.
He certainly knows who Benny Safdie is. I promise you that.
Oh, he's trying to scan him right now. You know, Timothy Chalamet. That's who he gets for the anime.
I could see it.
Mm-hmm. All right, next up here, L. Grug says, "Is it any consolation to Mike? He does look the best in Blight Club costumes." I don't know. I saw Jeff in that Knuckles suit. Also, how is Dan's Blight ripcord looking for Leisure Suit Mikey? I seen a lot of people saying this, Jeff. Like, oh, I should pull the ripcord on Dan, and like, I don't know if this makes me soft or what, but in my eyes, Dan has done nothing wrong.
No, you're right.
Won a game with rules that we all agreed to. He didn't cheat. He happened to win. And then it was his right to blight somebody. Like everyone else, I'm not surprised it's me, but he was able to do that. And he picked a bad game, which is the show. Like, I am not mad at Dan for this at all.
Yeah, like it would be kind of absurd because we're probably going to do Blight in the Bank again. And you would have every right to do all of this to either one of us, and we would not be able to complain in that situation either. No, I'm 100% with you. Also, this is why I respect you, because you sound like a sane person in a world that's like, I got really mad because I was in the Arc Raiders subreddit or whatever, and they're like, it's not toxic to shoot people. It's toxic to pretend you're their friend and then shoot them. I'm like, fuck, no, it's not. That's the game. I hate you. That's the entire game. What are you talking? It had like 1 million upvotes, and I'm like,
oh my god,
don't get mad at people just playing the game.
This reminds me of when I was really into Hearthstone, and they had to get rid of the thanks emote or something like that because everyone's like, I know that when they say it, they're being sarcastic. And everybody was like getting really mad, and they just got rid of it. And I was like, oh my god, everybody.
Yep. It's that stuff all over again.
Dan asked Kayla about Benny Safdie and sent me photos. Oh, photos of what? Of her like, oh, she just has a lot of like, I don't know who that is faces. Okay. Like, it's just like I'm framed by that. Yeah, that's the face of the average American.
Move it more over your face, Mike.
Benny Safdie, what?
Move it over. Yeah, wait back. There you go. There. Perfect.
That's the face
art.
of the average American. You asked about Benny. I keep looking, by the way, in my tabs where I wrote the name down each time because I don't read. I don't know this person.
It's one of the Safdie brothers, Mike. Come on.
There's more?
There's more. Yeah. Oh, great. Now there's two of them.
Next up is Bloodborne PC 2025. I can't wait for a couple months when the name becomes Bloodborne PC 2026. I think when I met Bloodborne, he was Bloodborne PC 2024.
I think that's right.
I predict 2027, maybe you'll be a happy person. I don't know.
We'll see. Probably not, actually, no. So I predict you might never be happy. I don't know. We'll see.
Bloodborne PC 2025 says, it's about Bloodborne. Bloodborne never came to PC 1. Do you think there's a better chance on PC 2? PC 2 is what some people are calling the new Steam machine. Dan, that is wild that we can't play fucking Bloodborne on a PC, 60 frames per second. I mean, Sony's releasing Horizon games on PC before PlayStation now, and we can't play Bloodborne on PC. It's upsetting.
Yeah, it seems like such a slam dunk. It is like now this mythological game. If they, I mean, I'll repeat what I've heard, and again, this is stuff that's been updated recently by some sources that nothing's happening with Bloodborne. And then going back before that, so this is older info, but I think other people have said it now, that FromSoft wants to be involved for whatever reason, because I think they're protective of it. I think is what the actual statement is now. And they are busy, so they can't. I think, and then I speculate that there is still some weirdness between Sony and From Software. And maybe it's not a huge amount of weirdness, but at least enough weirdness where From Software seems more interested in working with other companies before they go back to work with Sony. So We'll see. And then at the same time, I think Sony is not necessarily running to do much with From, just because I think, or at least with Bloodborne specifically, because Bloodborne sold like 7 million copies, and I think for some reason
7.5-ish. Yeah.
I think Sony looks at that and it's like, well, but maybe that's not worth all this effort, which is crazy because we know it would do better. Yeah,
that's really good. And if you like were able to make a sequel, it would just do much better. I mean, this was the 10th anniversary of it. If you had done a special edition, a remaster, it would have done incredibly well.
PC
I think
port,
it's just that
it would just crush. A PC port would crush.
Incredible.
Yep.
It doesn't even have like a PS5 version, no? Isn't it? Like a 60.
No, not at all. It's not. There's no official way to play that game in 60 frames per second. It's only the base PS4 version. That is all that you get. Although speaking of things in 60 FPS, I see that Red Dead Redemption 1 is coming to like all the newer consoles with like a next gen patch, including Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I want to play Red Dead Redemption 1 again on Switch 2.
I played quite a bit of it when it was upgraded on for backward compatibility on Xbox Series, or maybe it was even back on Xbox One X. Either way, it was like, oh man, this game is great this way. It really is well done.
Okay. All right. Cyber Saskatchewan says, if there was a GB Mortal Kombat game, I think to me Giant Bomb and not Game Boy, because there was one of those. What would the non-gory fatalities be? Example, Mike, Force Fed, and Apple.
That'd be
favorite top 5 Mortal Kombat characters and 5 worst, please. And thanks. Okay, 5 best Mortal Kombat characters are Smoke, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Ermac, and Rain.
Okay.
And then the 5 worst are everybody else.
All right, and what would our non-gory fatalities be? Is it like babyalities? Is that what they're asking?
Like friendship, a babality. Yeah.
Okay. So
friendship again.
Right.
Delight Club. Buzzballed. We just
Buzzballed. But yeah. Jan pops on the screen and begins force feeding someone a buzzball.
999.
Yes, right. The 999 challenge. Oh yeah. Oh, you get buried under a mountain of chicken nuggets. Yeah, I guess that'd be fatal, or maybe it's just 100 nuggets just slap you in the face. Maybe that's what it is.
Kitty Cat Man 93 says, pro tip for Mike: they can't yell at you for saying the C word if he had serving in front of it. Even then, I'd like.
Yeah,
I think that belongs to women. I don't think
anyone who's fabulous can say it. And that's frankly, Mike, that's just not us.
Oh, that word. I was thinking the other word, the one we banned on chat. Yeah, you can't say that.
What's the other? I guess I don't want to know what the other C word is. Super Harmon says, you mentioned playing Siberian, Mike. Can I recommend the Amazon remake set in the same world, standalone Myst-like remake released earlier this year? Yeah, I saw this when I looked into it. Apparently, Amazon is in the same universe as Siberia and it had a remake this year. It's weird. I'm like, boy, I didn't hear anyone talk about this. So I'm actually kind of relieved to hear somebody talk about it. Yeah, I would like to check that. We still have some Myst to play. And again, I know the series has been on a bit of a small hiatus because of first Halloween time and now just all this constant traveling, but we're going to get to Myst 3 here.
Oh yeah, looking forward to it.
Hindu says, when Half-Life 3 is finally revealed, fingers crossed for next week. We'll see. Well, you guys
those are the
Alex
rumors.
Yevon already? Really? Okay, if we beat Alex Yevon already, if I beat it on Quest 2 with Virtual Desktop and it was blast. I did beat Alex. I reviewed it back in the day on an index, and it like the only negative thing about it is that VR made me sick, right? And like, what's not really the game's fault. Otherwise, it's fantastic. It's great. Super neat. Liked it a lot. I liked the way that it kind of like set up a Half-Life 3 instead of just like an episode 3, I suppose, like we originally had. It's good stuff.
I played up until the sewers, and then the sewers were kind of scary and gross, and I was too spooked to go in there, and I was a coward, yeah.
Baby.
I was a huge baby.
Chrono Rig says, seeing Jeff and Dan and Tim Geddes all have the same reaction to Benny Safdie was so funny, and I can't wait to finally see the Metroid Prime 4 previews tomorrow. Oh yeah, I remember Backlar insinuated there's something I'd be interested in, so I need to see. That game is coming out.
I can't say whether or not I sat down to see that game or whether or not I'm excited, but we'll find out tomorrow.
How would you have that? James Pye says,
let's say if there was footage out there that was recorded by someone we know. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I guess I could have done that. James Pye says, Steam controller resembles the Joy-Con the Joy-Con grip dog ears.
Yes, I actually... I know what he means by this, yes, and it does a little bit. It looks like a bunch of different controllers. So Agree. I think Dan or Jan said it looked a little bit like the Dreamcast controller, just in terms of its height. And it's like, yeah, I see it.
Lexley says, how are we celebrating Transgender Awareness Week? By saying trans rights are human rights, bitch.
That's beautiful. That's
All right, good one.
That's the way to
I'm
say
gonna
it.
play some Victoria 3 or Europa Universalis.
I'm gonna
ally.
I'm gonna go on the street and do the same thing. I'll yell trans rights. There you go.
You're not allowed to say bitch like I do.
No, I can't pull it off.
I mean, it's illegal. Donnie Reese says,
I'll go out there and say that, hey, you're serving C, and people will be like, what are you talking about? You're being weird.
What's your perfect Steam Machine faceplate? It looks exactly like the face of a robot that I recognize, like the robot who knew the ultimate answer in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, sure,
right?
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
doesn't it look just like that?
Yeah, with the LED bar kind of looking like the mouth, maybe a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe I'd make it look like that, or a GameCube, a Spice Orange GameCube, because it looks so GameCube-y. Anyways, I would want it to be like, still make it clear it's a Steam Machine. I wouldn't like straight up want GameCube branding on there, but I would want it to be very GameCube adjacent.
Yeah, I saw the DIY e-ink display that's one of the Valve engineers created and like put on there that they're not going to sell. I'm like, I bet someone in the community is going to come up with something like that. That would be fun. But yeah, ideal faceplate. It will be GameCube shit. I'm just like Mike on that stuff. I love the GameCube. It looks enough like that I will make it very suggestive of the GameCube.
Antonio Morales, who's been a member on YouTube for 34 months on the Tubman tier, says,
Antonio.
We know you guys are busy. We know you guys are stressed. Thanks for the content. Right, anyways, penis. Thank you, Antonio.
We appreciate it.
Don't feel sorry for me. I'm not, too stressed. It's a lot of travel, and then it's sick, and I'm like,
We're just going all the time, but it's all like I try to tell people it's the good kind of busy. I remember I talked to Greg Miller a few years back, and I was like, aren't you just always feeling so busy? And this was when I always felt like I should be writing, like just constantly felt like I should be writing something. I had like 5 ideas at a time. It's like, I'll write this thing. And then I felt bad that I was writing that thing instead of this other thing. And it was a lot. And I've now positioned myself in a job where it's like, I feel a little bit more like I can manage it, even though we certainly are busy, but not in any bad way.
Yeah, this is always a busy time. And there is definitely, I think everybody in the industry takes it slightly easier once the holidays get rolling here. So once we get all the Game of the Year stuff banked and it's Christmassy time and all that stuff, it'll be nice. The thing I hate right now is because I'm traveling so much, I'm like just seeing my house kind of get like cluttered and in disrepair.
That's why I haven't had time for games for the last 2 weekends. I spent the last 2 weekends basically just cleaning up this basement. I did a bunch of stuff in the garage and upstairs, but it was mostly this basement because it just got the entropy came for it, and there was like just several big spots of mess, and I had to just focus on it, and it took forever. And now it's like back to a decent shape, but it's like, oh, I had to make a choice. I could do this or that, and I'm like, I got to get this done before the holidays.
I got to get decorating too. I got to clean before I can decorate. So once I'm back from this trip, before I go to Disney, that's what I want to do. Decorate, clean, all that stuff. Next up is Kyle Barn. Thank you for joining the Hamilton tier on Facebook. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Zassy says, finally, symmetrical thumbsticks. I can play Katamari Damacy the way God intended. Ooh, there is a game I still actually do want to play. People really like that new Katamari quite a lot.
It's really good on the Steam Deck with the symmetrical sticks on there.
Jay Webb says, genuine question. Should I pick one of these Steam machines up or build a computer? FYI, I haven't touched a computer for gaming in over 15 years. I'm 30, by the way, and game currently on a console.
In your situation, I probably would get one of these if the price is right, obviously. The Steam OS is going to be a safe environment, an easy environment, and then it's still a computer, so you can install whatever you want on there. Yeah, I would do a Steam machine.
Yeah, you're going to start building up a Steam digital library, or just computer digital library in general, which is going to become an important thing, I imagine.
Yep.
Ejaculate, thank you so much for 5 gifted memberships on YouTube to the Game Mess. Appreciate that so much. Thank you, Ejaculate. Screaming Mad says she'll be called the new Blight Club season. Leisure Suit Minotti, Box Office Bust, and Grubb Goals.
I like that a lot. It's a Leisure Suit Minotti, Box Office Mitch. So there's another one where there were 2 words were changed, Mike, but I think there's enough other words to sort of compensate this time around. So you're not upset about this name, right?
I'm not upset. I think, look, it's good. I think maybe Leisure Suit Mikey might have sounded more like Leisure Suit Larry, but Leisure Suit Minotti works fine as well.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Not as many people are syllable sickos like I am. Jacob says, I'm intrigued by all the Steam Machine and the Steam Frame. The controller looks great as well. Yeah, I think, it's definitely not a bad thing that they're doing this, right? Even if you're not interested, it's like, this is good. Put this stuff out there. I don't think
we didn't talk about it because I don't think this is going to happen, but a lot of the conversations around it, where Xbox is fucked, the next generation, it's like, why would you get an Xbox? And it's like, it's going to be in retail, all this other stuff, and this thing probably won't be, and at least not at first. Even if it is, I still think Xbox will mostly be fine for what they're going for. I just don't think what they're going for is going to be all that enticing to a lot of people. How do you feel?
I mean, I think Xbox is already in trouble.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
If this contributes to that or not, I don't know. I think there's both an argument of like, this is Xbox is going to be in Walmart's and this isn't. But also, if like the Xbox is maybe going to be chasing more of an enthusiast crowd, and that is also what this stuff is for. So maybe, but again, like at the end of the day, Xbox's destiny is kind of its own still.
Yeah, and I think there's
varied because of this.
Yeah, and I think that next Xbox will actually be significantly more powerful than this. Will that matter though? And I mean, if that Xbox is just a PC, I'm gonna probably be in a situation where someone's going to come up to me like, which one of these should I get? And I will be like, unless you need that extra power, just get a Steam machine. It's better for you because Windows is a pain in the ass still.
Yeah, if I had to open up Windows Updater or whatever, again, right? Like, my God. ZRAM1 says, as a console player who doesn't want to build a PC and doesn't have the money for a pre-built, if the GameCube is reasonable price, this with my PlayStation 5 is a perfect scenario for
I think they're so right there in a position where the Steam sale mythology is also like something that every gamer knows, even if you aren't someone who is into PC gaming, and you're just like, well, yeah, I just can't justify the upfront cost. If they can get around that upfront cost barrier, if they can position this and price it super aggressively, I think a lot of people will look at this thing as, that is how I'm going to get into Steam sales and start building my digital library on Steam. So yeah, I think there's probably a lot of people lying in wait. Maybe not tens of millions, but I think certainly millions.
I mean, it's like, if this thing's reasonably priced, and you can just imagine, let's assume it's going to run any game from like 2019 or before, mostly very well.
Yeah.
And how all those games, almost every game from that period before, is eventually for sale for like $5 or something, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to end up being very cost effective unless you really need to have the great newest super thing. Maybe that will look good on here too. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Ali Miracle says, knowing a movie director in the year 2025 is like knowing a game director. Nerd shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, some people have told me this person is also an actor.
He is recently more of an actor than a director even, yeah.
Okay, there you go. Philip Fortuna says, more people know Benny Safdie than Minnie Mouse. That I doubt. That I doubt greatly. I think that's a bait.
I think they're baiting you, and it's kind of working. Maybe. It feels like it a little bit.
This is me not falling for bait.
This is him not being put in the news because he was mad, which you can't put him in the newspaper for that.
Right. Everyone's like, he's in Happy Gilmore. Everyone was in Happy Gilmore too. I was in Happy Gilmore too. Y'all just didn't notice. It's not that big.
John Daly's a household name. So is Benny Safdie.
Mm-hmm. Tony Morales says, is there punishment for the last place in Fantasy Critic? No, I don't think so.
There was supposed to be, but because of happenings and goings on, it might be hard to do that. I guess there's a real last place, and then there's the effective last place. We might come up with something, but nothing major. We will sort of
as long as there's. Yeah. What's really important is that there's a really good reward for whoever wins.
I don't know about that. That seems.
I think we talked about getting excessive. A crown. Actually, I remember this because Dan,
you're right,
who won last time, was real mad. He didn't get. So he's like, the person who wins should get a crown. I'm Dan.
I think he also said money. By the way, I think he also said the person who wins should get a lot of money.
I'm Dan. My team is named No RPGs Allowed, even though the best rated game here is an RPG. Oops. Metroid Prime 4 is not coming out this year.
Oh man.
Just fucking getting him. Damn.
Yeah,
I hope
just
it doesn't
bang.
torture me or something this weekend. Oh, Dan Rick said crown and money. Hell yeah, never mind. I never said a bad word about Dan for in my life. Give me crown and money.
We'll see about a trophy,
up.
maybe, or a crown, I guess. Yeah.
AK says, if Half-Life 3 is announced after Silksong came out and GTA 6 is dated, what are the next Unicorn games? My guess is Bloodborne 2, Titanfall 3, and Elder Scrolls 6. I mean, like Bloodborne 2 and Titanfall 3 just may not ever happen is the issue, right?
Mm-hmm. Elder Scrolls 6 will be the next one, yeah.
Elder Scrolls 6, I guess that is the next one. Gosh, yeah, it's like a lot of these are just actually happening now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's wild that like we now live in a world where like Silksong like happened, right? That is like almost already a game from the past.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that is a game that has had happened. Or yeah, it's happened in the past. It's behind us now, very strangely.
Oh, NC's right. There is still Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah, why not?
Yeah, a bunch of weird Ubisoft things like that, and the fucking Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake.
Duke Nukem Forever 2, yeah.
Yeah. Firehair says, so who buying that Ubisoft? Oh yeah, we kind of didn't really talk about that. How they were supposed to do their earnings today. They're like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Never mind. Everyone's like, and usually when they do that kind of thing, it's something big's happening, like maybe a sale or some other news that's going to really impact the stock price.
They didn't just like say when they're postponing stuff, they had to like delist their stock from the stock exchange while that is happening. So its stock is frozen. Yeah, some big shit might be happening. I don't know, because Saudi, or it is Tencent that is involved in the Trio studio, the one that is like Assassin's Creed and Far Cry and one of the Tom Clancy things. I think Rainbow Six. Yeah. So who would step in and buy the rest? I guess it could easily be Saudi Arabia. I don't know.
It's gonna be the Saudis.
It's gonna. Sure. Who else is spending money? Yeah.
Tuber says it's a shame Mike's taking this anti-Safdie stance. The Safdie brothers seem like they would get along with Minotti's. R.I.P. Peepo. Never forget. Look, I have nothing against the guy personally or anything like that.
You said you would fucking kill Benny Safdie. I can't believe it.
I never. No. Defamation, lies. Red boxes. Can the Steam machine succeed in the console space without big multiplayer support like Battlefield, Call of Duty, and Fortnite? I mean,
yeah.
No, but it will have those things, right?
Well, let's see.
Call of Duty's on Steam, right?
Call of Duty's on Steam, but the anti-piracy stuff might still not work with the anti-cheat. Thank you. Anti-cheat stuff might not work with Linux-based stuff yet. Same with Battlefield, but I think Valve knows that, and they're planting their flag in the ground. It's like, we are focused on Linux. You guys should come to us instead of us trying to figure out you. And I think they're probably right. In the long run, these companies will come around to supporting Linux. Arc Raiders does, and it's doing very well. So it's like, okay, if Arc Raiders, the new big hot multiplayer game, can do this, why can't fucking Destiny 2?
No. Never. Bungie said if you try to put that game, anything Linux, they're going to go to your house. They're going to kill your dog and you.
That's exactly what they said. You're right.
Oh, no. Bungie's threatening me. It's like a grandma coming after me.
They're going to come to your house and steal your children's artwork and put it in their game. Better watch out.
Yeah. Like they're going to collapse over dead before they make it to the front step, frankly. Yeah, Bungie's really thriving right now. Taco Belmont says, do you think it's worth getting a Steam Deck now if you don't have one yet, or wait for a Steam Deck 2 down the road? Oh, I don't think a Steam Deck 2 is going to happen anytime soon. There's a lot of people who are like, I'm not getting a... oh, wait a second. I'm just getting Steam Deck mixed up with Steam Machine. Steam Deck 2. How long do you think that is?
No, I think it's still I think that's still a couple years off. I think 2027.
It is kind of like, I guess it is pretty late in the game now to like get a Steam Machine.
You get one of the refurbished ones when they're like on a deep discount. Even get like one of the LCD screen ones. If you haven't bought one by now, just get them when they're like $300. And I think it's probably still worth it. Unless the reason you've been waiting is you weren't sure if you were into it and like cost isn't an issue. In that case, maybe get one of these newer handhelds that you could just put Steam OS on or Bazite or something.
JD Camp says, do you think Xbox will start having AI poo-poo caca?
Yeah, probably a little bit. What was who who is it? Disney Plus said they were going to have their short form video thing with AI video or like AI community videos or something like that.
I saw the headline. I like tried to read it. I was just like,
Yeah, it's like gross. So yeah, probably.
Brian Allen with the super chat, no message. Thank you, Brian. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Don't know how super chat works, but I'll have to say you're in the right, Mike. Had to get more tune Oppenheimer on the only two big things Safdie has done as an actor. Uncut Gems only did 50 million at the box office.
Yep, it's niche. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice, yeah.
Last Geek says, which Giant Bomb member is the most likely to appear in an Adam Sandler movie?
Anyone but Jan.
Not to say, It would be cruel. It would be Dan for some reason.
It would be Dan, but we would try to make it Jan. Just like we're still trying to get Mike to be a host.
Jungle Cruise skipper.
Jungle Cruise skipper. Yes.
Skipper's the word.
Yes.
Jeez,
thank you. I'm sorry about that. I don't want to ruin your chances.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. The Drum Kid 92 says, I noticed a big uptick in GB community cross pollination here since the rise of Definitely Corp. How do you guys feel about the communities merging? I mean, it was happening anyways, right? Especially since I've been full time at Giant Bomb, right? I mean, it makes sense. There's obviously a lot of cross section. Like, if you like me and Jeff, you are probably currently also a fan of Giant Bomb at the moment.
Yep, yeah, that's right. I agree.
And it's a great thing. More people here. It's fantastic.
No complaints. I think it's been working. We're all kind of pretty casual about it. There's no reason that there can't be more crossover between the stuff we're doing and the stuff in the community. It's been working out really well so far.
A lot of people from here went over there too. Like when Jeff first started going there, and then when I started showing off. So it's always been appreciated.
Yep.
Greg says, if you all do the thing where you choose your own Blade Club game, you should do a Giant Bomb premium poll for who chose the best / worst game. Winner gets Jan. The winner gets Jan. The Blight Yourself idea, which I think might be interesting.
That's fun.
I did kind of blight myself with Mortal Kombat Mythologies.
Yeah.
I yelled at you guys. I was like, you should have given me that instead of Special Forces, and then you did. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with me?
And like Dan did blight himself with Sonic. And then when he was talking about when he was doing Sonic and we were talking about first starting Blade Club in earnest, it was like, I'll play Bubsy 3D and stuff like that. So we've kind of all done it a little bit.
Yeah. Interesting. The ones who've gone to the Blader. So Then Last Geek says, which Dispatch character would you want to grab a beer with? I think I only know the guy who's an Iron Man guy and the blonde girl. And there's a bat. There's a bat person.
Yeah, Bat played by Moist Critical. Is that how you say his name? I don't really know who he is. He's a YouTuber.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So.
I would definitely get it with Waterboy. He's a homie. And then the Jacksepticeye little guy character. I like him a lot. And then Alana. We'd have a party there.
A party. That's it for super. Excuse me. That's it for super chats for now. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Indeed. Thank you, Mikey, for reading those. We're gonna take another break. We aren't gonna have a game or special segment today, just because again I haven't started packing and I leave tomorrow and I have to work tomorrow, so it's just, I'm not gonna have any time if I don't do it tonight.
And I'm sick.
And Mikey's sick, so we're gonna take this break. We'll come back, talk about what we've been playing, and then get out of here.
I'll tell you what. I'll come up with a game to play when we come back. Don't worry.
Oh, great. We'll be right back, everyone. All right, Mike, we're back. What? Wait, do you want to do the game first? Do you have something?
Yeah,
you ready
I have
to go?
a game.
Okay, go.
I have a D8. Do you think it's going to be even or odd?
I think it's going to be odd.
It is a 6. You idiot.
Shit.
You lose.
God damn it.
I own you now.
No, whoa, shit. Oh, man. So not only do I not own Jan, I don't even have myself. Oh.
No, you're right. Yeah, it's worked out very poorly for you.
You know what? I deserve that because I also came up with my own game at the last minute before while we were doing the bonus voicemail today, Mike, and it was an Apple-related game. So
you guys kept talking about apples nonstop during the podcast today. Now this,
yeah,
what's going on here?
Well,
you even at least like be like, oh, Mike would hate this. Even like at least say my name, you know, like that.
You're right. I was gonna say that's old, but it's still funny. So I don't know what the point is of that is. It's still great. You're right. We should have brought up the fact that you would hate what we were doing.
Whatever Mike's not on screen, you guys should be saying, "Where's Mikey?"
But yeah, do you want to play my Apple game? I still have it all pulled up here.
No.
Okay. Well, darn. I asked. All right, everybody. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And by the way, I will absolve you of my ownership as if you give me one Coke Zero when I ask you to this week.
Okay. I will. I'll do what I can. And I appreciate. Sean said it was a good game. I appreciate it because I know Sean the whole time was thinking, "Oh my God, Grubb's talking about apple strains again." Something he's heard me do 100 times now in my life.
Oh, I thought Sean meant my game.
Oh, maybe he meant your game. I don't know. He maybe likes to.
He did. I don't think he did.
I don't want to assume anything.
It reminds him too much of Fortune Street from last year.
Oh shit, we should play that again. He'll love that. All right, Mike, what have you been playing?
Dragon Quest 1 HD2D still going on long there. It still is that game. It's just very chill. It's fun. I enjoy it. And then more Simpsons Fortnite. I got sexy Ned Flanders, which means I got to unlock one more. Yeah, I got to unlock one more nothing like Fortnite Simplify character, and then I get Homer Simpson. They did add some new stuff in week 2. There's now donut storms, so sometimes giant donuts fall from the sky. They added in some more weapons, including the 5-gun, which actually seems
it's so good.
Is it good? It seems I don't know how it works. I'm terrible at it.
Oh, I won with that one. I run the entire gauntlet with that one, and I won a match with that with the most 5-gun in one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't understand because I just shoot people with it, and it seems like I'd be doing better with any other weapon. There's some other weird ones. Like there's some kind of deodorant gun. I didn't quite understand that reference. It's like a laser gun thing. So, and then there was like a toxic slingshot thing that had a poison effect afterwards. So that has continued to be a pretty good time. And like I said, I started Metroid Prime 2 with the Prime Hack thing. I don't feel bad about it. That's a game I have bought on the GameCube. I have bought on the Prime Trilogy. I wanted to buy it again on the Switch or Switch 2. And then the opportunity did not arise. So yeah, I'm playing it with the mouse and keyboard stuff there. And it's really neat. Works really well. It turns out. It's so, as much as I love Prime 1, it's wild to me that I have not ever played all the way through 2 or 3, which, it's always weird because those games' big sin is just that they aren't quite as good as Metroid Prime 1.
Right, they're still better than just about any other game that came out around their time. They're great in all these other ways. Yeah, I'm the same. Right. Well, I played through 2 right away. But I've never touched 3. Never once in my life have I touched Metroid Prime 3.
Mike hasn't even played through 2?
Yeah.
You gave me shit about Super Metroid for 4 years and you haven't even played Prime 2?
Well, I mean, I think one of these games is a little bit more important than the other one.
I need to play 3. I should maybe get that set up and put on the Steam Deck or something. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have time for that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it. There's a part of me, even as I'm playing, this isn't quite as good as Metroid Prime. Like the intro's not as interesting with the space station. Then you fight the Parasite Queen. Then you're on Talon 4, and it's beautiful and eerie. These locations are pretty neat, and it still feels great to be Samus. The whole light world, dark world thing. It somehow still, even after all these years, still feels a little bit you just kind of took that thing from Link to the Past, huh?
Yeah, it feels a little uninspired.
It kind of made it not quite as good a version as that was.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. You can kind of see all the hey, let's do Metroid Prime, and then all those buts aren't quite as good as the thing that they're taking it from. So still, I loved Metroid Prime 2. It's just Metroid Prime 1 is this holy experience to me. It's this unassailable thing, and the other games aren't.
Prime 2 has an incredible soundtrack, though. My favorite Metroid song ever might be the Metroid Prime 2 title theme. And just all the ambient music. A lot of it is from Prime 1 or the series, and a lot of it's original. It sounds amazing. So it is still very much that. There's no major bag fumbled, anything like that. I'm having a good time with it.
Yep. Yeah, I've been playing Dispatch. That's I've been playing that each morning. Played a little bit more this morning, and continue to really enjoy that. That gameplay is still, you get 2 sessions per episode of actually dispatching superheroes. And I was talking to Bacalar about it on Bombcast, and he was like, okay, I'm ready to get through this so I can get back to the story, and I'm enjoying both aspects equally. I think that there's a lot of fun character moments in the gameplay, and then I like I said before, I enjoy any game that like just gives you a vague concept that they want you to think about and then apply in your own way, and then there's actually a right answer, so you get to be like, am I on the same wavelength as this game? I really do appreciate. I think they're like there's not a lot to that, and yet it still feels very deep. Is what they have going on there, and then the characters and the writing is so good, and it looks phenomenal. It looks so good. Yeah,
Like graphics aren't the most important thing in the world to me, but like I just never really liked the way a lot of Telltale games looked. Even the
Right.
ones that like were more point and click adventure games, like they did a Back to the Future game, and I think that's so neat, and I do like it. And it's kind of ugly, right?
Mhm.
Like it doesn't look that great. So this looking really kind of nifty, like that gets me interested for sure.
Yep. And then beyond that, I played some Hyrule Warriors. I played some more Hyrule Warriors since the last time I talked about it. Still, I don't think I'm past the 3-hour mark that you mentioned. Like, if I ever get past 3 hours,
Sure.
I need to tell you that hasn't happened yet. I'll let you know if it does. But the hour and a half, 2 hours I've put into it, it's like I as always see why people really like these games. And when I'm playing it, I'm having fun until I'm not, and then I put it down. And then the question becomes, will I ever pick it up again? And I don't know if I will. Like, every time I put it down, I don't know if I will. Now, because it's the game on my Switch, when I turn it on and it's there, there's an increased chance that I will. But like in that moment when I set the controller down, I'm just never super compelled to go back to it. It is always the most, I get this, I already get what this is game out there for me.
Sure.
And at the same time though, it is one of the, as always with this series, and I think it may be the most with this one, the best version of one of these games. Like, it's just the best, like, oh, they have everything working here. The characters look great. All of the Zelda stuff, it feels so much like a Zelda game in terms of the way it looks and presents. That goes a long way. And yeah, I'm enjoying spending time with these characters. Anything else from you, Mike?
That's about it, Jeff.
All right. How about we clean up those super chats?
Yeah, I think we have a few more here. Greg says, Jeff's Apple game for Game Mess Hall of Fame.
We'll put it up there.
Has it even been released yet? Have you all heard it? I haven't heard it yet. How fast do the premium dumps go out? I guess they might have gone out already.
Yeah, Sean's usually on top of those. Yeah.
It's right after the show ends. What are you
I guess
talking
that
about?
makes sense. I guess that makes sense. Duncan Hart says, I was super late, but want to say, hey, I have a hard time seeing Steam Machine become truly mainstream unless they address sports/online multiplayer.
Yeah. I mean, I think that we are not looking at a Valve that is worried about immediate mainstream success with this version of this device. This is them establishing I think they are setting themselves up for a very strong future, and that if they can establish Linux and SteamOS as a true alternative to Windows, these companies, like they've had no choice but to support Steam when they were trying to go on other stores, will have no choice but to kind of support Linux and SteamOS, because Valve has made it something you cannot ignore. That might take time, but every choice they're making feels like it is moving everything in that direction in a real hard way. So in 10 years time, we might be like, remember when these games weren't on Steam Machine? And now it's like, of course they're launching on there. I think that's where we're going to end up. All right. Anything else, Mike?
All right, thank you. Mike Galeria says, Mike, I may be getting myself an AP for Christmas. RIP my wallet. AP means annual pass. Presumably
Okay.
For Disney. So yeah. It's hey, you get to go to Disney a lot when you have one of those, it turns out.
Yeah, you get to spend a lot of money at Disney too when you go, so that'll be good. Any other super chats from any of our friends?
Yeah, Chris Pratt, who's been a Lincoln member for 5 months, says, please watch Super Mario Galaxy movie so I can give you more money. Thank you. Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
All right, Chris Pratt, we'll oblige. I will watch that movie, no problem.
I will see that movie. That's true.
Yeah, I guarantee I'll take my family to go see it. All right, I'm gonna hit this because it's time to start wrapping things up. Mikey, where can people find you on the internet, or what do you want to tell them? I don't know. Tell people whatever you want this week.
Oh, just watch the extra live stream this Saturday. It's gonna be on Giant Bomb, Twitch and YouTube, all those usual places. We're gonna start some point in the afternoon. Sounds like a little bit, right? So yeah, we're gonna talk about another 24-hour marathon. We're gonna go a while. We'll go late into the night still. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna raise some money for a children's hospital. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be wacky. I'm going to be tortured. Not really though. It's all in good fun, everybody. It'll be great. I think,
It's
right?
fun
You won't actually let him hurt me, right, Jeff?
I'm not going to let him hurt you. That's right.
See?
Absolutely.
See, you heard it right there.
The guy who like completely gives up
Like
whenever Dan says something funny.
Well, I mean, not when Mike's going to be hurt. And gives up, or more like joins the party. It's usually a pretty good time. I just think if someone's
Mike, you can have faith in me.
There you
Thank
go.
if someone's gonna get hurt, I don't see why it wouldn't be me, because I just don't mind all that much. So just
yeah, I don't want to be hurt. I'm a baby.
yeah, throw me out in the woods. I don't give a shit. All right, Mike. One of these is a real apple. Which one is it? Is it the Sugar Crunch, the Sun Blush, the Amber Sweet, the Ludacrisp, or the Bright Crunch? Okay.
Oh, what was the first one? Crunch?
Sugar Crunch.
Give me Sugar Crunch. That sounds like a cereal.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
The real apple is the Ludacrisp.
I was going to say that.
That's they sell it on honeycrisp.com. You can get a barrel of 50 Ludacrisp apples for like $100. Does that sound like a fair price to
Delicious.
No.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with episodes as normal. What's that? Oh, yeah, Chris, you want to tell me about the community stuff?
Community weekly stuff. What they're doing every Friday night. Check the Discord. Come hang out.
Hang out, everybody. Get in the Discord.
Sit out.
Thanks, everyone. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
That's some good fisting.
The thing about Kamen Rider W is there are two riders combined in one. That's why it's called W, because it's like double.
I've been juiced in my butt.